Hey guys, Dredfunn here again. I'm uploading another video. This video is a little different than the time-lapse speed painting videos that I've been doing, where I just load a video, we upload the music, and then boom, it's all done. We just speed it up. This recently, I was asked to read at a local fundraiser for a school here in our area, and they asked me to read my short kid story, A Little Pumpkin Named Gourd, which is available at smashwords.com, or you can check it out on YouTube. Just a little audio video I put together a couple of years ago. Anyways, again, the reason why I'm doing this video is I wanted to upload a bit of that just to see, just so you guys could see what it is that I do, out there in the real world, and how I try to communicate and, basically make a difference out there, and put smiles on the faces of kids. So this video, right after I'm done here, it's going to be going to show a couple clips of me reading my story, and then it's going to go right into the speed painting. This is the finished speed painting. Like I said, for those of you that do not know about Gourd, you should check him out. Again, smashwords.com, or just check it out in the YouTube video, or on my website, anywhere you want. Like I said, all about a little pumpkin that wants to be an apple and finds out that it's okay to be a pumpkin. Anyway, so that's it. Basically, enjoy the videos, and thanks for tuning in. And don't forget to load up some requests. I'm running low on them. Thanks. 2? Yeah? You guys are in grade 1? I don't know. Are you guys as nervous as I am right now? Are you guys nervous at all? You were? Well, I know that if you guys can do such a great job, I will do the best I can. Hopefully, it'll work out well. Boys and girls, I brought a story in today that I wrote through the pictures for. Before I start, though, I'd like to let you know that yes, it is true. I do write and illustrate my own books that I'm trying to get published. Hopefully, some of it today in a lovely establishment like this. Right now, most of my stuff you can find online through e-books and whatnot. This is one of the stories called A Little Pumpkin Named Gourd. It's just a short tale about a little pumpkin and the adventures that he sort of goes on through trying to find his own identity. Now, I'm not going to waste time with a lot of questions. We'll save that for afterwards and statements. I'll read the story, and if you have a question, you can raise your hand and we'll try to get to it at the end. All right. There once was a little round pumpkin named Gourd who lived in a pumpkin patch beside a tall bushy apple tree. Like all pumpkins, little Gourd would spend his days sitting around in the garden, soaking up the rays of the sun. At night, when it got cold, Gourd would cover himself with a blanket made of leaves. There he would sleep under the stars. Life for the little pumpkin was fairly unpleasant, except for one thing. Gourd didn't really want to be a pumpkin. Instead, Gourd would have given anything to be like the beautiful fruit that hung from the branches of his bushy neighbor. Every day when he woke, and each night before falling asleep, Gourd the little pumpkin would gaze up with awe and repeat the same phrase over and over again. Oh, woe is me, this will not do, sitting on the cold hard ground like a piece of dog poo. I wish to be an apple all shiny and bright, hanging up in its tree like a red teardrop of light. Gourd would often pass the time by thinking of all the ways that apples were better than pumpkins. Apples were bright and smooth and could be made into thousands of delicious things like apple pie, apple strudel, and apple cider, just to name a few. Yes, pumpkins could be made into pies and added to other foods as well, but they were only ever eaten during a certain time of year. Apples, on the other hand, seem to be enjoyed year-round. Not to mention that when you cut an apple open the right way, the seeds formed a star, but no matter which way you cut a pumpkin, all you got was a sticky, slimy mess. As far as Gourd was concerned, he'd rather be an apple over a pumpkin any day of the week. Oh, woe is me, this will not do, sitting on the cold hard ground like a piece of dog poo. I wish to be an apple all shiny and bright, hanging up in its tree like a red teardrop of light. Then one day, after saying his favorite phrase, Gourd the little pumpkin heard a soft female voice from above.
Hey, little pumpkin way down there. Cheer up, my friend, and don't despair. Your life ain't all bad. You think mine is so grand? Let me tell you something, little pumpkin. You just don't understand.
Gourd took a look up and saw to his delight that one of the apples that hung from the branches of the tall bushy tree had decided to speak. Excitedly, the little round pumpkin told the apple his name. "Hello, my name is Gourd. Who are you?"
Well, my name is Alma.
After exchanging names, Alma the bright shiny apple got right down to business.
So, you hate being a pumpkin. Well, how about that? You ought to be trying being an apple for a spat. I'd rather be like you, my friend, all snug on the ground. Way up here at times, the wind is so strong, you can barely hear a sound.
Poor Gourd the little pumpkin was taken aback. He never thought that an apple would ever want to be anything other than an apple. "How can this be, Alma in the tree? Why on earth would you ever want to be like me? You're an apple all shiny and bright, hanging up in your tree like a red teardrop of light." Alma the apple rolled her eyes and let out a long sigh, replying, "Oh, what I wouldn't give to be you on that day of days, when excited tiny children run through the streets in a candy-induced craze. And even though I'm an apple that's shiny and also bright, I'd rather be a spectacular jack-o'-lantern lit from within on Halloween night." "What are these things you speak of, Alma? I've never heard of them before. Jack-o'-lanterns, Halloween, kids consuming candy galore? It sounds like loads of fun, something I'd rather like to do. Please fill me in, Alma. Connect the dots, or at least give me a clue." Alma then went on to do her best to tell little Gourd everything she knew about Halloween. She told him about the costumes, trick-or-treating, and of course the time-honored tradition of carving pumpkins into jack-o'-lanterns. When Alma was finished telling Gourd everything she knew about Old Hallows Eve, the little round pumpkin suddenly didn't feel so bad. Maybe being a pumpkin wasn't such an awful thing to be after all. Then suddenly, Gourd the little round pumpkin started to feel bad for Alma the apple. He knew that Alma could never be a jack-o'-lantern, just like he couldn't be an apple. "Poor Alma, I'm sorry about your fate. Maybe you can find something else to be before it's too late. I know your heart was set on something that you're not. A lesson was learned here today, and you're the one who taught." "Silly little Gourd, there's more you've yet to learn. Those that seek greener pastures often get a burn. I never really wanted to be a pumpkin. Such a task I could never grapple. In truth, there's something else I'd like to be, called a caramel-covered apple." Gourd was surprised by Alma's admission. What was a caramel-covered apple, he thought? It sounded like fun, whatever it was. And on that day and days when kids all across the world dressed up and went trick-or-treating, Gourd and Alma's wishes finally came true. Gourd the little round pumpkin was transformed into a jolly jack-o'-lantern, and Alma the bright shiny apple became every kid's favorite caramel-covered treat. The end. That's it.